Hello, Temeka.
Meteor Kappa. Now, yeah, I can hear you. How do I share? How do I share the link?
Temeka.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Asamoah.
Good evening,
welcome to Pazito Radio.
Thank you.
And viewers, we are live on Pazito Radio with a social worker, Mr. Asamoah. Today we are I will let him introduce himself and then we will continue from there. So welcome once again to Pazito Radio.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Martin Asamoah, or you can call me Martin Luther King. I'm a social worker, a senior practitioner. So today's program, we're going to talk about how to protect children. So the title of the program is Parenting Guide with Martin Asamoah or Martin Luther King. Okay. So we want the program to be very interactive, fun. So we will request and ask that if in the course of the program, if you have any question, if you have any comment, please welcome. We will pause and answer every question as possible. Thank you.
It sounds interesting because in this pandemic that we are in, this pandemic time, it's a lot that is going on. A whole lot parents being with their children. I think it's from March to this stage. It's a long period, and a lot is going on. So we have the privilege today for you to give us the guidelines how to handle these children.
Okay. So I think in the previous program that I have been on Pazito Radio, we've talked about child abuse, physical chastisement, and different kinds of child abuse and its impact on children. Okay. We also, in the previous sessions, we talked about child protection and safeguarding procedures. What, as a parent, what you should and you shouldn't do in order not to get yourself involved with social services. Okay. So that was the first part. Today's program is going to be slightly different. What we're going to talk about today is practical steps, practical guide as to how to protect your children from sexual abuse. And if time permits, what we will do in the first segment of the program, we will be talking about what we term as protective behavior work. And then the second segment, we will talk about how to manage difficult behaviors at home, challenging behaviors at home, to avoid smacking your children. So, send your program no be fun, no. If you allow me, madam, we will be like me camera for kakra. Let me tweak across one.
That's perfectly all right. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, so that's it. So,
are you okay? What can I be a sacra and Gabe can into the other to me? I can't.
Unfortunately, this is a kid for
and we will do your belly kaka.
Okay. All what I'm saying is that and the programming, yeah, because Alpha, Adibia, your friend is saying, child protection, protective behavior work. And they say, only what you know, when you have the first one, over training, fire first one, that's an opiate. That's the opiate at the Bolivia. Obi so no so bone. And that's the off your crown. That's the be anemia penny be. The offer be family member, family friend be. Also no more. Akrano, conference na obenya confident and no other than aka as a mother or as a father. And then your friend said protective behavior work. And we are going to break it down step by step. That as a parent, when you are staying, when you have children at age appropriate level, where I could have be out, sending a obet maybe an annoyed Akasan Kuano, I could have offered 2 years air cocrano, depending on the developmental state of the child. If you are able to teach your child these steps, these practical guidelines, research suggests that many children who access these protective behavior guidelines can stay away from abuse, sexual abuse in particular. Okay. So, if depending on the time, we were supposed to start at 8 o'clock. But
we still have an hour. We still have an hour.
So depending on the time and how people contribute, we may have 2 segments. So the first segment is your protective behavior work, and then the second segment will be about practical steps, practical guidelines for parents to avoid smacking. We know children can be very challenging at times, and more especially in this current situation where we have this COVID-19 lockdown. You are staying with the children 24/7. Before the lockdown, the children will go to school morning to about 4 o'clock before they come back home. Okay, but now they are on your face. They're in your face 24/7, and it's going to be very challenging. So the second segment of the program will be dedicated to giving parents some practical guidelines, step by step, how to avoid smacking your children using different parenting strategies. Okay, so can we start what we call protective behavior strategies? Okay. In our part of the world, I'm talking about, so this is mostly to our African communities, okay? When it comes to sexual organs, okay, it becomes a taboo, okay? And I'm sure many of the viewers will agree with me on this, okay? It's good to preserve that sanctity of that body part. It's part of our culture. It's very, very important. However, with all good intention and purpose, sometimes some cultural practices will also have its downward side, its disadvantage. So it's important that we break some of these accepted norms and traditions, okay? Yeah. By taking away the good part, let me use simple language, good part, and then the harmful part, getting rid of it. So, because talking about sexual organs in our culture has become a taboo, children growing up knowing that they cannot even mention their own private part in public. So let's refer back to what I said, the harmful part of our cultural practice. Okay? This is not to say, as Africans, our cultural practice is bad. No, that is not the point I'm trying to make. The context here is that in every society, every culture, we will have every society and culture have their own cultural practices and norms. But as time goes on, it's good to review some of these practices and get rid of what might be harmful part, learn from it, and then take the what is that what will promote or protect us. So there are many homes where we have children who are abused sexually, and these abuses mostly, sometimes there's this myth that pedophiles, sexual abusers are strangers. No, that is not the case. Evidence suggests that most sexual abuses, most sexual abuse cases happen within the family. Within the family, it could be older sibling, uncle, trusted adults, like a family friend. Okay, so this becomes extremely challenging when it happens. And this, I don't want to use the time to talk about the causes, the impact of sexual abuses. That is not the purpose of today's program. And another program, we will talk about that. But today is to give practical guidelines. But I'm just highlighting some of the instances where children can become vulnerable and become vulnerable to sexual abuse. Okay. So, as I said earlier, most of these abuses are from the family. So we have incest.
Yeah, that reminds me. You see somebody will come and then put a child on his lap.
Yeah.
All the time you see that somebody will be putting a child on his lap. Why would you be putting a particular child on your laps all the time?
Exactly. So as parents, we need to be mindful of all this, okay? But you as a parent, you cannot be with your child for 24/7. What do I mean by that? There will be a time you will leave your child for in the care of a trusted adult, or even an older sibling, an uncle, a carer. Okay, so it is very important for the child to be aware of his or her own body, where somebody can touch, or what we call appropriate touching and inappropriate touching. So when that time comes, when it happens to the child at the age appropriate level, that child will have confidence to tell you, the father or the mother. So back to the introduction of this program, what I said was, some of our cultural practices demand that we don't mention certain part of our body, that is our sex organs. You see, what we can do is to find a different way of explaining some of these body parts to the child. So when that child get into that difficult situation, or get abused, or inappropriate touching, the child will have confidence to tell you as a parent without even the child mentioning the particular organ of the body. If I come in from one, senior. Okay, so what I'm say, yeah, your culture on one. I hear true baby. Your body parts, want to me, you are not cow body.
That's all I got to tell you.
I never.
So,
Good of our cultural practice. So, but the downside, no, any say what the side, no, it is said, would it be a share above so, say, empty. What is that a punisher of friend Musana? Say, and he said, or Bob Sabi, Nibe Martin, our bonte, and I say, or more, and my son can say.
So ọmọ ne ho number bi part ni bi ẹwọ ntin. Ẹnu ano no.
Eti no, I was said, Abrano only no at the age appropriate level no as parents no, utimi enya omakra nya confident say bibi etuna anase obi di ne nsa so ne bema mu anase oyoba na their friends na kosi ade
kuma
say obi di ne nsa so na kosi akuma num as parent no akra no onka say hey me ma me ne me papa say ade we yenye den yembodin wa bonten enti me ye den my den makoka so ahu enti abasa na obi ya na ade kura na odi ade odi den odi ahye no ho yebo a
saa no ano
enti no ya ye kan na ne say sa cultural practice no but because say nipa boni bi mu ewo wiase no wa ho what we need to do is say emofra no akra no onyini a ebi a wadru every 2.5 years ekwa obetimi ayeden akasa no so wa ho na wa kire no say ne hunam dua we no say na tie ne hunam dua we no say na tie
Pazito Radio
the body part of the man or say otumi den or catch any mame or say or catch any papa get into trouble so sad way am aso dia akrade nyin opie abonte anasa odi naja obi kura no na so nipa kura no soso no mu so boni a ofuro so obeden obeka anameboa
saa that yeah on your bus why to share the video, invite friends na study ebe ya see and social workers for asem atoda ya na akwa ebe fa so na ya man ye hu to di shima unu bi a na ono so waje na social workers for ntem so be hu ko ebe fa so a obetete ne ba no wo kankan ya eti abrochi mamu emrada enkola ehu enti no shema obi na obi so shema obi e da asim Mr. Saboa
okay enti ni nyina ni say what we trying to do ni say akra no your friend age appropriate level we no it depend one kasa oba ne vocabulary skills akra bi wo ho a na oye a little bit behind in his or her speech and language skills and I say be our certain level of developmental deficit and I say the development no any at age appropriate level until you as parents you know your child more than anybody else until san komo we ya wo be say woni wo badi no wo a wonim wo ba na wo be kura be fa so a wo be di san komo no so wa say obi so no mu a obi so ne na ya kan say ne be ma no na say akosi kuma no mu a so how will that crown bedding obetimi aka kire wo as parent no so enti yeah be bobo sa na me so akoma. Can we switch back to English?
yeah
Say, Samuel, will be a question. This will be maybe, sir.
Yes, almost try make kind to yeah. Questions are all almost try making kind.
Okay. Okay. One thing that parents we have to know is sexual abuse. That's why the myth that stranger children are at risk from strangers. You know, most sexual abuse cases happen occur. Most of the perpetrators are known to the children, family members, friends, uncles, trusted adults. You see. So, as parents, actually, are you able to put one of my leaflets onto the your site?
Yeah, I've posted it before this one.
Okay. So
I posted all the four before the program.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So before a child or children are sexually abused, they are often groomed by their abusers. So, as parents, it's very important for us to spot and identify the grooming behaviors of these adults. This is very, very, very important. So, if you have a child and you happen to have adults coming to the house, you see, it's very difficult sometimes to be suspicious, but it's your also responsibility to protect your child, okay? Because you may have your own, the children's own uncle, close relatives, family friends, okay? You cannot trust anybody in these days, you see. But the most difficult aspect of this issue is once the child is sexually abused, some children will never, ever recover from it. The impact will follow them to their adult life. So we should try as much as possible as we can to prevent it from happening in the first place. Okay. So we're going to look at step by step some of the grooming behaviors that we should look out for adults who come closer to our children. Okay, it could be uncle, it could be older sibling, it could be cousin, it could be anybody. Okay, it's not written on anybody's face, right?
No.
Okay, so when you have an adult always trying to give your children special gift or attention. Okay? When you have a child or you have a close family member, a family friend, okay, paying special attention to a child or a particular child among the sibling group, okay? Or even if you see that it's good for an adult to be nice to children, but sometimes you have to question the motives behind, okay? I'm not trying to create suspicion among us as family, as community, but it's also important to protect our children.
Had I know it's always at last.
Yes. So when you see an adult paying special attention to a child, giving that child special gift, okay, you need to watch out, begin to question, okay? Then, when you see that that adult is occasionally crossing physical boundaries with a child, even in public space or in public, okay? So, what is physical boundary? Okay. Physical, but you see, your physical boundary is when you cannot touch a child anyhow.
No.
You see, you cannot. You see, so you shouldn't allow anybody, okay, whom that child is not known, okay, to be hugging that child or touching that child inappropriately. Enti ebia na wofa bi abafie. Family friend bi abafie. Afie de na ode akra na eden. Asi ne nan so. Every child love attention.
Yeah.
Loving, nurturing, okay, from adults. You see, every child love that. But there should be boundary setting, which is extremely important. So, will you allow your child to hug a stranger? This is very important question. Obama oba ahagi obi awa bonten.
So on sabontin the na wuni nipa na ne ya understand yes about abobi beka wa na if you want to mom the person very close to you that you trust.
Mm-hmm.
That is where the most problems normally comes.
You should set boundaries. When you see that, say, actually, one, there should be a fine balance. Say, a very close family friend, you see, has come to the house or who is very close to the family, visit the house. The child wants attention because the child is innocent. The child knows that this is the uncle, this is the auntie, this is this family friend, you know. Then constantly, this adult want to place that child on his or her laps. Okay, so what you can do that, have a conversation with your child, okay, so that there should be a clear boundary that it's not appropriate to sit on the laps of somebody that mommy and daddy has not allowed, okay? Then, the next one is filling the needs and the roles within the family, okay? This is one of the important part of, or important skills and the tools for these abusers, okay? They are very skillful. So these people will come in to the family, especially a family with needs. Ebiana family no muhia mwabi, ebeye immigration paper, immigration issue, financial issues, all wahu. So these people will step in as if they are supporting. So initially, they will start with good intention, you know, provide them all kind of support that that the family needs to build what is very important for them. That is trusting relationship. So once that trusting relationship is completed, they move on to the next stage. Mind you, during that trusting relationship building stage, it's not only building relationship with the children, they start building relationship with you, the parents, by feeling the needs of, yes, okay? Sometimes it could be more than just material needs. It could be like offering for like a child care and other means, okay? But it's good for people to help. But as parents, our ultimate goal is to protect the children from harm. Very, very important. Okay. The next thing that some of these abusers would do is, if, and then parents need to also look out for, is if you see an adult, a family friend, or adult close to the family beginning to treat a child, one particular child within the family, giving that child special treatment and treating that child as an older child or as an adult, that is the level of grooming stage that you need to be aware of. Remember, the abuse start from the grooming, and the grooming is stage by stage. So as parents, we need to be aware of this.
Mr. Samuel, can you
Okay.
just elaborate on the word grooming? Because it's not everybody that knows about the grooming. Can you just tell us what grooming is, please?
Okay. So grooming is systematically, gradually building. This is not a, clinical definition. This is just basic definition so that
Yeah,
the audience, everybody
understand it. Yeah.
can understand it. Okay. Yeah. Let me put it that way. So grooming is like a systematic process of particularly an adult, okay, building trusting relationship,
No,
exploiting,
the akwalaa ne kakra kakra no wɔ
kakra,
korɔkorɔ no
kakra,
wɔ hyɛ aseɛ na kyerɛ sɛ ɔgu
yes,
so a na ɔyɛ akwalaa no nti akwalaa no ehu so papa wei deɛ mewɔ fa wei deɛ ɔpam asɛm ɔyɛ ne nkakra stages by stages.
yes, yes. That is what is called grooming. Tree, no, I struggle to make it direct. The tree, mo parity. And I said, "I'm going to kakra."
ɛfa na yɛn ne sɛ ɔhyɛ aseɛ kakra ɔtɔtɔfe no mu ma nkwadaa no kakra wɔbɛ fie a na deɛ mbesa sa wɔpɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ no sɛ ɔhyɛ da yi akwadaa baako si n'ani so ɛhɔ na yɛpɛ sɛ awofo no yɛgye adwene ba so sɛ na sɛ mr asamoah sɛ me twiti pro ayi bi mehu wɔ facebook ne maame brother ne de bɛtena fie 3 years na ɔne ne da ne maame ehu da.
Yeah, yeah.
3 good years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Akwalaa no bɛrima no kɔ America no akwalaa no kɔ ne ho.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Extremely very difficult topic. Many people have suffered from it. Many people are victims. But again,
Sister Elsie akosua boate ya ma wakɔ aba. Ana me ame maame afio mole class Peters. Ya ma mo nyinaa akɔ aba. Obi a waba so bia ya ma wakɔ. Please share the video for us. Spread the news. Save a child.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Elsie said child grooming is befriending and establishing an emotional connection with a child and sometimes the family to lower the child inhibition with the objective of sexual abuse. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next stage of the grooming process. So from, you see where we started from, a gradual process, they just don't go, they don't just go in and start abusing the child is a gradual process, step by step, you see, to build trusting relationship with the child. So once that the child, the abuser has gained the trust of the child, that is where the actual abuse begins. Okay? So the next step is when you see the abuser, potential abuser, isolating the child from the others. So, in practical terms, when you have a family friend, an adult uh, family friend who will come to the house, so after passing through all the stages of the grooming, then we'll be able to then identify which particular child that he wants to abuse. Okay, so the next step is you see that child will begin to isolate that adult will begin to isolate the child from the other siblings. Okay, this is not to say the person will come to the house and take the child to another room in the house. No, they are very smarter than that.
Yeah.
Oh, can I take this child with me to the shop? Oh, you see, sometimes they pounce on what we call opportunity. So maybe that family friend is in the house and there's the need for maybe to go for shopping. Okay, oh, come, let's go. Now, then uh, he will take one child with him. This is an opportunity. Okay, so you, the parent, you are very naive, innocent. You trust that person. Okay, but you are inadvertently putting that child at significant risk of harm. Okay, and then another sign to look out for is also when you see these people or these adults always, always, and often trying to be around children or in a company of children. That is their persona. Okay? Again, let me emphasize this is not to say that all adults who likes to hang around with children are abusers or pedophiles. No. But as parents, it's important for us to look out for some of these signs. Okay. So, in a nutshell, this is the stages, step by steps, things to look out for in terms of the grooming process. Okay. So that's the first part of the segment in terms of what to look out for. The next step we're going to look at practical steps, guidance as parents, what conversation that you can have with your children in order to protect themselves. So giving them the tools, the skills, the confidence at age appropriate level so that they are well placed and equipped. That if anybody, whether even a sibling, and I can tell you for a fact, okay, based on experience, any social worker who works in the children's services, child protection, or waiting will bear with me on this, that siblings, inter-siblings sexual relationship is extremely very prevalent, okay? And most often when we talk about sexual abuse, we think about maybe some strangers or some, people somewhere. No, they are within the family. So, over siblings, baby. Over.
And else, yeah, see, researchers evidence that perpetrators of a child sexual abuse are mostly people already known to the family.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sister Elsie. So, yeah, ọmụ abusive and brass sexually now. What? Not one family members. Maybe a older sibling. So, akwadaa no ne nua panin bi. So, yɛka sɛ nua panin na ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a nua panin 20 years ago. Nkwadaa naa no ɔmo ho. So, and it's all part of sexual abuse. When you have a sibling group, it's important that as parents, you have this conversation or these conversations with your children at age appropriate level. You can have this conversation without actually mentioning the name or referring to the sexual organ. Okay? So, what are these?
Now, when the children are even in school, teachers are able to tell them nobody should touch your breast. They tell them, nobody should touch. They know the children knows, but it's just when it comes into us that we cannot. But in school, they tell them nobody is allowed to touch those parts.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about now the body parts of the child and what to tell the child, the conversation that you need to have with the child to create that awareness for the child that in an event that anybody inappropriately touches that child, the child will have the confidence to tell you as a father and to tell you as a carer or to tell you as a mother. Is extremely important. So we're going to start with the lips. Okay. So we have already talked about the grooming process. So we're talking about the conversation that you as parents, you need to have with the child. Okay. About body parts and how the child can protect him or herself. And if in the event that anybody inappropriately touches that child, the child will be able to tell you confidently. Okay? So let's talk about the lips. You can start having this conversation with your child. Okay? You can even draw a picture. So what I have done is I have sent this leaflet to the radio page, Sister Age. So, so after the program, if anybody want to have a copy of this, we can share it. It's free of charge. Okay. Resources free
when you go to Pazito Radio app, it's there. So when you go and you want to share, you can share it there. And it will allow you to share.
Okay. So, Anna, let me just quickly explain it in three. So, it doesn't have to be like a formalized conversation. Sometimes you just catch the child at that moment, you see, because I could have do a hard trinity and I was sounding this uncle Moya, a better chaos or a better cause distraction. Well, ain't you know, once in a while, maybe I can say and crowd more questions to be suffer. And you be a question there, that moment, now what take your advantage to have that conversation. So you know your children or your child more than anybody else. And then also, akrabia one age, akrabi wa What ask him crack the no day? Auntie, this is when you need at the stage be. Akrabi will also 2 years. So only have us a conversation with ya. Oh, you're confident to say Obi any bibi obey obe catch. So you have to do it at age appropriate and developmental stage of each child. So let's start. You have to start by telling your child that the lips, okay? Say, this is your lips. So you can show a picture of the lips to the child, okay? That this is your lips. What do you use your lips for? Now, what can I say? I use my lips to speak. I used my lips to kiss. This is important. I know kissing is not part of our culture in most African countries. The French-speaking African countries is slightly different. But we should ask ourselves, how many of us actually kiss our children? Okay? But it has, when even you are the parent, you are the father, when you are kissing the child, there should be a limit. Yeah. Don't go and start snuggling your child. That is not appropriate. Okay? You can give like a peg. You see, there should be a fine line. You see, snuggling and kissing, okay? And the children should start learning from very early age. Because kissing is a sign of affection, showing affection to your child, okay? Bedtimes, after bedtime story, you can kiss your child. When you drop your child to school in the morning, it's a sign of affection. You don't have to do it if you don't feel comfortable. But I personally, I will kiss my child as a sign of affection, okay? But there should be a fine line. Then what we need to do is teaching the child that whom the child can kiss and whom he cannot kiss. Okay. So my lips is for this is my lips. My lips is for speaking. I use my lips to speak. I use my lips to kiss. Who can you kiss? I kiss my daddy. I kiss my mommy. Very important. That is full stop. I kiss my mommy. I kiss my daddy. I said full stop. But so the next step, teach your child that when my teacher, my uncle, my auntie, anybody else ask for a kiss, what do? I give them a flying kiss. What is flying kiss? Auntie, again, Ube show flying kiss or una. Yes, and flying kiss here. Okay, so you show your child that it's okay to kiss mommy, it's okay to kiss daddy, but when the teacher, an uncle, auntie, anyone else, apart from mommy and daddy, ask for a kiss, I give them a flying kiss. I don't kiss them on their lips or anywhere else. I keep my lips safe. Wait.
Ose.
I'm saying screen a couple like a
Where they are?
screen.
Sir, who me?
Mean who here? The name how the viewers, what is happening to the viewers?
No, they can see. If you look at
Okay,
here.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We can
Yeah.
continue then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if I can sum this in the local language, okay.
Yeah.
So, we're talking about keeping the children safe, protective behavior. So, we started with the body parts. We started with the lips.
The lips.
And akodano, depending the age, any the way at the developmental stage, then STL, wouldn't move on the say ubetimi na have a conversation with ya woni oba no betimi adi san komo we enti kire oba ne say na no ye de ya no kasa ena ye de ya no kisi na mom kisi no ne maame oni ne papa nko no betimi aye den on be kisi so ahu say ni teacher ne wofa ana family member bia anase obia anya ne maame ne papa ka se on kisi na on fa na no nye den enkisi no o man flying kiss
Bo akwa blow kiss. Who kiss it?
Yes, blow kiss. Yeah,
No, blow kiss.
I know. Enti so okay, what is ade we share what the two akranasum from the early age. It will stick to the child. So adulthood. It's important for us to have this conversation with our children at age appropriate levels. And then from the lips, we go to the chest. Okay? Remember, when we're talking about the grooming stages, you see, once the groomer has developed the trust of the child, the groomer or the abuser can touch the child anyhow. So this is where you need to build that confidence, instill that confidence in your child, okay? So that the child will know who can touch him or her. And if that happens, that the child will have the confidence to report or speak to an appropriate adult about it. So let's talk about the chest. So you can start by telling the child that this is your chest, okay? And depending on the age of the child, you should demonstrate it for the child to see. Touch your chest for the child to know, and then let the child also imitate.
I think you can tell the child that this is your breast and it's for you alone.
Okay.
I think that one, I don't think it's something that we should be ashamed to say because this is the child's breast. So you can tell the child this is your breast, and then nobody else touches your breast, not even any of your siblings.
Okay. I will say the problem is the reason why we prefer using the chest, the boys don't develop breast. They the breast is there, but it's not pronounced as the girls, you see. So when we use the broader term as the chest, it covers the entire body part of the chest. But if you feel confident as parents, yes, 100%.
I'm bringing this one because in school they will tell them your breast.
Okay.
And that's yours.
Yes. Okay. That's fine. That's appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you tell the child that this is your chest or this is your breast. Okay. Or you can use slang. This is your boobs. Okay.
Yeah.
Because for the child to know, sir. So when the child, that part is referred to in a different term by the abuser, the child is also aware. You see, so we should also be aware of all the different terms for the body parts. So when I have a bath, the country Akrani say, Ojaria, Oknini ne chest, and also Oknini ne nofo. When I have a bath, I clean my chest, I clean my breast. But when my teacher, an uncle, an auntie touches my chest. I say no. And I tell mommy about it, and I tell daddy about it. Okay? Let this be like a poem for
Somebody
the.
is asking,
Mhm.
as you're saying, somebody is asking that what about a father bathing the child? What do we say
Okay.
about that? Because we live in Europe and fathers have the opportunity to bath their children. So what are we going to say about this?
Okay. This is a question that when in my professional setting, when I'm
Yeah.
doing parenting program or assessment, we single fathers, okay, or fathers who are due to maybe the working schedules of the parents, fathers finding it extremely difficult. As you are aware, tradition, and this is not only within the African culture, even in the Western cultures, okay, we accept that traditionally, child care has historically and traditionally happened to be women. And it's only now that we all are embracing and trying to put an end to gender roles. You see that men are stepping up to do child care. So personal care, performing personal care on your girl child as a father, I don't see anything wrong with it. And you shouldn't feel uh, 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 uncomfortable doing that. Okay? It's sensitive area to talk about. You see, but what I say is, you know, performing child care on a person, there is a fine line that you can cross a boundary. It's just like even those um the let's look at the carers in the care homes, okay, who do personal care. You see, you can do personal care without crossing boundaries. Is that not true?
It is.
Yes. So when you are uh, birthing your child, whether male or female, if you're a father, okay, there is appropriate way to do it without feeling uncomfortable. Okay, uh, it's just like changing the child nappy. You see, when your child, you wipe the child, okay, at appropriate level. You see, so you shouldn't feel uncomfortable about this at all. And then when that child, this is what I will advise. When that child, a female child, at certain age that uh, can do that personal care by herself, why don't you guide that child that do this, do this, do this? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because you, for example, a 3-year-old girl, maybe three is too young, but a 4-year-old, okay, when you are bathing that child, and then you give the sponge to the child to maybe wipe the private part,
Mm.
okay? At the same time, you are teaching the child
How
how
to,
to to do personal care. Does that make sense?
it does.
Yes. Uh-huh. So, fathers, we shouldn't feel uncomfortable at all to care for our female uh, uh, children or our daughters, you know? Uh-huh. So, that is about our chest. The next one,
Piccolo is asking, so how can she or he tell the parents when someone is touching the child? I mean, how can she or he tell? So that means how can the child tell the parents if somebody is touching them?
okay. So, this is so. If you are following it, I don't know that if the person, what is the person's name?
Papicolo, I think he just joined not long.
Okay, yeah, okay. So Papicolo, what we are doing the body parts. We have finished with lips. So with the lips, what we said was, if anybody asks for a kiss, tell the child to give that person, apart from mommy and daddy, a flying kiss.
No, no, the
Or
question is how can the child tell? But I think Papicolo just join us because you've shown us that you have to tell the child when somebody touches. I think he wasn't there, so that's what he's asking. But he said, how can the child tell the parent about it?
okay, so it depends.
Because he
Okay,
just
so
joined in, so he wouldn't hear when you were saying
okay,
about
I'll repeat. I'll repeat.
yeah.
So the chest. We were talking about the chest. So tell the child that when in a teacher, mom, teacher, auntie, or anybody apart from mommy and daddy who are allowed to do personal care, or anybody interested to do personal care, touches the breast or the chest, I'll tell mommy and daddy about it. So you can, this is something the child can easily remember, like rhymes, Yes. So I repeat, this is my chest. When I have bath, I clean my chest. This is my breast. When I have bath, I clean my breast. By doing this, you are showing the child, because you remember, you're doing this with very young children. So signs is very, very important. They need to see what you're doing, okay? So this is my chest. When I have bath, I clean my chest. This is my breast. When I have bath, I clean my breast. But when my teacher, my uncle, auntie touches my chest, touches my breast, I say no. And I tell my mommy and I tell my daddy. So you implant this into the child and it will stay with the child forever. So you need to be ahead of the groomer, of the abuser, okay? And what we also have, we should also remember is that some of the abusers, especially the siblings, some of them abuse their younger siblings to soothe their emotional needs. At some point, as we do this program, we will talk about sibling, inter-sibling sexual abuse, inter-sibling sexual relationship, okay? And it's very difficult to prevent because when they are in their rooms, you are not there as parents, remember, okay? And this is where most of these things happen. So when you teach the children, especially the vulnerable ones, when it happens, they can have the confidence to tell you, okay? All right. So we will now move on to the bottom, the back side, okay? So you show the child that this is my backside, this is my bottom. What do I use the bottom for? I use my bottom to sit.
Let's say my bum bum.
My bum bum.
That's my bum bum.
My bum bum. This is my bum bum. I use my bum bum to sit.
Yeah.
Then you can sit for the child to see. You got to demonstrate it for the child to see. Remember, children like demonstration. Auntie, again, I know you as a from teaching background, you know this.
Yeah.
Yes, visualization, visual. Children learn better with visualization. So this is my bum bum. This is my bottom. They help me to sit. I wear underwear to protect my bum bum. You see, I wear underwear to protect my bum bum. Enti, akura wampe Pietro Shano. So aho. Na wachire ni die ntie so hye Pietro. So aho. Aha. Aha. It's important. Anya siblings na akura no baku kakra bi na wayi ne ho. Waho. Na odinam ho. Or invite abuse. But when my teacher and uncle and auntie touch or tickle my bum bum, I say no, and I tell my mommy and daddy about it. This is very easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You see, this is a conversation.
With that, the child is growing with that in mind.
Yes,
The child is
you
growing.
see. It's just like when we were young in Sunday school. Those rhymes, the psalms, the Bible verses that the Sunday school teachers will
Because we
teach
don't
us.
even know how we learn our father. It's just there, and up to now, the thing is there.
Yes. So I repeat it again. These are my bum bum. This is my bottom. They help me to sit. I wear underwear to protect my bum bum. But when my teacher, when my uncle, when my auntie, when anybody touches or tickle my bum bum, I say no. And I tell my mommy and my daddy about it. The power to say no is extremely important. You know, anybody who has been following the Harvey Weinstein's case, okay, and all this, the Me Too movement incident, if you listen to the story of the victims, okay, it's about the ability to say no. You see, the power imbalance. So when you instill this in your child from the beginning, it stays in that child's mind forever. So I repeat again, tell the child, so we move from lips, breast or chest, now we are at the bottom. These are my bum, these are my bottoms. They help me to sit. I wear underwear to protect my bum. But when my teacher and uncle and auntie or anyone tickles my bum or touches my bum, I say no, and I tell mommy and daddy. So when you teach your child about this, you know that when anybody want to abuse that child, remember the abusers sometimes start from touching, inappropriate touching to build the confidence of the child, okay, and the trust of the child, and then that's when the abuse then start, okay. But if you have taught your child about this, you are confident that if anything happens to the child, regardless of who that person is, your child will tell you.
Yes.
Okay. So the next one is the most important part of it. That is in between the legs. Okay. So for the male child, the boys, if you feel comfortable as a parent, you can say, this is okay. So this is the part between my legs. Okay. I keep them clean. I wear an underwear to protect it. But when a teacher, an uncle, an auntie touch the part between my legs, I say no. Never. Remember, I say no and never. and I tell mommy and daddy about it. You see? So if you want to be more, so this one for very young children who don't understand the differences between the sex organs, this is how you use it. But for older children, 4 years and above, who knows the parts of their body parts, the names of their body parts, the sexual organs, you can refer to. Okay, this is my private part. Okay.
We're keeping you alive. If you've just joined us, this is Martin Luther King, and we are doing parental guard. Please, it's important to avoid children going through all those sexual abuse that leads to mental issues and all those things. So please, it's as if we are joking with the way we are saying it, but that is how you would train a child from the beginning. So it sticks into the child as she's growing. Please, if you are on, share the video. Bless somebody with this educational program. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. You can continue.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, you know your children more than anybody else. So depending on the age of the child and the child's developmental stage. If I can break it down, if I'm going to break it now, over 3 years, over 4 years, but the developmental stage, you know,
I don't see it.
that is the key. And the akran one nanonti, so and I said developmental, you know, I said waka chika kra so and you wouldn't move back years so bia. And it's uncommon way I know over no. Who wouldn't say who can say an akran obey or better here? Wow. Yes. So these are very important tools, strategies, and the skills that parents we need to have. So sometimes we leave the teachers to have this conversation with the children. One more, but I am not person in Bube na you say dear if you can say charity begins at home.
I said, the wouldn't it here was a free fear that and the kind of sabbat because I down for you, down both of you. But whatever who training the free fear, I am not only the war communication. Only a colano or kita who dear, I am not effective. Be video to me catch you. When say time by a communication because I knew important. But only one to me a colana and in coma or for you was of it me a catch you.
Yes. Me pa cho mami so me light no I be say me high sum kakra mami second I mean so me light or Hawaii.
Okay. And as I dear go by a boy, when I buy a colano for good evening, about Doctors. I hope someone in Amuye. Motion video, and I'm share, and I'm a collabi. Then say, Ghana is or be Aquala wedding females. I mean, Aquala 3 years. A dear pan, I've been here for Aquala with 3 years. Well, get a why Aquala the passa. I'm rabbi the better. Collan females.
Yeah, okay. 80 to sum it up on the bonnet tough one. We're going to sum it up. Okay. Well, everything that we've said in this segment is that it's important to keep children safe from harm, including sexual abuse. And for us to do that, as parents, we also have to be in a position to, one, understand and able to identify uh, uh, dangerous behaviors of the abusers, the signs of grooming and abuse, okay, so that we can prevent it from happening in the first place. So after identifying and able to understand or what to look out for these signs of abuse and grooming, it's also important to teach the children about how they can also protect themselves, and if anybody touches them inappropriately, that they will have the confidence to tell you as parents, okay? So we started with the lips. Tell the child that this is my lips, this is my chest, my bottom, or my bum bum, and the part between my legs. Then you demonstrate and show to that child, okay, the child belong to me, and I can touch them. Not you as parent, not anybody, okay? That the child can touch. And also you need to be careful the way you say can touch. You see, not that the child can be walking around touching him or herself, okay? There's a reason why that is there, okay? That I can touch them, but no teacher, uncle, or auntie should touch or tickle me there. Okay? I repeat again. My lips, my chest, my bum bum, my bottom, my breast, the part between my legs belong to me. You see? So that is belong to the child. This is what you are asking, that you are instilling in the child. Okay?
The two legs, you tell the child, nobody touches my Windsor.
Yes. Okay. That, but no other teacher, no teacher, no uncle, no auntie should touch or tickle me there. Very, very important. Then at the same time, you teach the child, this is also important, that I should, this is what you are telling the child, I should not touch or tickle anyone on their lips, on their chest or breast, on their bum bum or bottoms, or the part between their legs. Okay, you tell the child to also understand this. Once you are telling the child that if anybody touches that part of his or her body, he should tell mommy and daddy. The same time, you should tell the child that he or she also should not touch anybody, that part of the body. Then you also teach the child that these are important body parts and not to play with. I tell my mommy and I tell someone, I repeat, sorry, let me repeat. So you tell the child that these are important body parts and not to play with. Tell the child to repeat this. I will tell my mommy, I will tell my daddy, when someone touches me, okay, I don't get scared because my mommy cares. I don't get scared because my daddy cares. This is very, very, very important. You know, when the abusers, when they abuse the child, during the grooming process and during the abuse stage, one weapon, very powerful weapon that they use is
Don't tell
what?
me. Don't tell mommy. Don't tell daddy.
Don't tell daddy. Okay? So if you haven't had this conversation with the child and that child is going through that abuse, unfortunately, it will become a hidden harm. Many, many, many children have gone through that. But because they are scared to tell their mommy, to tell their mommy, to tell their daddy, because they trust and they are scared of the abusers. Okay. So tell the child that let the child instill this in the child that I don't get scared because my mommy cares for me. I don't get scared because my daddy cares for me. I don't get frightened because my mommy cares. I don't get frightened because my daddy cares. You see how lovely it is when you are having this conversation with a child, and the earlier you start this conversation with the child, it will stay with the child forever. Okay. So, family, it has been lovely, lovely, lovely having this conversation. As I said earlier, the leaflet is on the Pazito platform. If you want it to be sent to you directly, if you send your email or WhatsApp link to Sister Agnes, I've
Yeah,
sent
if you're on your
everything to her.
messenger, if you send us, you wonder if you can, but you can share it on Pazito from Pazito. If you are not able to do that and you email us, we will send it to you. There is a
Yeah.
pack of information there. And we thank Mr. Martin so much because this is something we cannot buy from the market. But if parents would adhere to this, at times when we're doing this, it's just like teaching a nursery child. At times you think like you are joking, but that's how they start and they are able to pass on to reception. So this is the basics that you can tell your 2-year-old and your 3-year-old. If the child knows, I can tell mommy. If somebody else tell the child, don't tell mommy, they will then tell you, my mommy said I should tell her. So you see how it works.
Yes.
Because you are telling, perpetual would say, don't tell mommy. Oh, mommy said I should tell her everything. So you give the child has already got the assurance from mom and dad. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. And we'll be doing this every other week. We'll come in and educate, help parents so that our children will not fall into this kind of abuse, which affect the children in future. So thank you so much, Mr. Martin Luther King. And thank you. He is a social worker. So he's telling us what is in on paper, not just anything, but something that will not, take us to social service that we hate them so much. But they are there to protect us, not to take our children away. But these are some of the things that we can keep our children. Because if a child go through this process, and that is when they come in, that means you were not able to take care of the child, and then the government have to take care of them for you. So thank you until we meet again. Please share the video, educate the parents about it. And I say bye bye to everyone. And Saturday, I will meet the doctors for us to discuss about our health at 2 p.m. Bye bye for now.